Have you ever looked at your medicine cabinet and wondered if some of those vitamins you're taking every day are actually doing more harm than good? It's a question I'm sure many of you have asked, especially if you've started feeling a little more sluggish or noticing changes in your health that just don't feel quite right. You see, as we age, our bodies change, and so do our nutritional needs. What might have worked for you when you were younger might now be having the opposite effect. I'm not here to scare you, but I need you to listen closely. There are 5 common vitamins that, while they may seem harmless, are actually putting your heart at risk, and I'm begging you to stop taking them, or, at the very least, reassess whether they're necessary in your daily routine. Now, I know what you're thinking, but vitamins are good for me, right? The truth is, not all vitamins are created equal, and just because something comes in a pill doesn't mean it's safe to pop without thinking. In fact, when it comes to heart health, some vitamins can be downright dangerous, especially for seniors. So, why is this so important? Well, as we get older, our bodies don't process nutrients the same way they used to. And that means that certain vitamins, if taken in excess or at the wrong time, can actually interfere with your body's ability to function at its best. And the heart, well, it's the most important organ in our body. We can't afford to take chances with it. Let's start with the first one, vitamin A. This one's a bit sneaky because it's packed into so many multivitamins and supplements. But here's the deal. While vitamin A is essential for your immune system and eye health, too much of it can cause serious damage to your cardiovascular system. For seniors, high doses of vitamin A can increase the risk of osteoporosis and, yes, heart disease. It's not uncommon for people to overlook this danger because they're focusing on other aspects of their health. But trust me, your heart is one organ you don't want to mess with. Taking too much vitamin A, especially in the form of supplements, can actually lead to toxicity, which can cause blood vessel problems and lead to increased risks of heart disease. And here's the kicker. Vitamin A is stored in your liver, so if you're taking too much over a prolonged period, your body just keeps storing it up. This can be dangerous, and it's something many people don't realize until it's too late. Now, before you start panicking and think you need to toss your supplements out, let's get one thing straight. This doesn't mean you need to avoid vitamin A completely. In fact, foods rich in vitamin A, like carrots, sweet potatoes, and spinach, are fantastic for you, and your body knows how to process them safely. But popping pills with vitamin A in high doses? That's a different story. If you're not sure, it's always best to consult with your doctor, especially if you're already on medication for blood pressure or cholesterol. Let's move on to the second vitamin, vitamin E. Vitamin E. It's known for being great for skin and hair, but did you know that it might be doing more harm than good to your heart? Excessive vitamin E intake can actually cause your blood to become too thin, which increases the risk of bleeding, especially for older adults who might already be on blood-thinning medication like aspirin or warfarin. Vitamin E in high doses has been linked to an increased risk of hemorrhagic stroke, one of the more serious types of stroke where bleeding occurs in the brain. If you're already taking blood thinners or have any kind of heart condition, adding extra vitamin E to your routine can tip the scales in the wrong direction. And it's important to note that many supplements combine vitamin E with other antioxidants, which can further increase the risk of thinning blood. But once again, don't get me wrong, vitamin E is great for your skin when used in the right way. But when it comes to taking a supplement daily, it's easy to overdo it. Stick to natural sources like nuts, seeds, and leafy greens, and avoid the megadoses you might find in some pills. By now, I hope I've got your attention because these vitamins are no small matter. Let's take a breather and make sure we're on the same page. I'm not suggesting you throw everything out at once. What I'm asking for is a little more awareness about what's really in those pills you're taking daily. Now that we've covered vitamin A and vitamin E, let's dive into the next 2 vitamins that could be slowly damaging your heart without you even knowing it. You're probably already familiar with them, but I want to challenge your assumptions. These two can be just as sneaky when it comes to heart health. Ready? Let's continue. Now that we've talked about vitamin A and vitamin E, let's move on to something a lot of people think is completely harmless, vitamin D. You might be surprised to hear me say this, but too much vitamin D can cause some serious problems, especially when it comes to your heart. For years, we've been told that vitamin D is crucial for our bones, helping to keep them strong and prevent fractures. And you know what? That's true. But here's the catch. Vitamin D doesn't just impact your bones. It also plays a significant role in regulating calcium in your body. When you take too much vitamin D, it can actually cause your body to absorb more calcium than it needs. And if your blood calcium levels become too high, a condition called hypercalcemia, you could be putting a strain on your heart. When there's too much calcium in your bloodstream, it can lead to things like kidney stones, irregular heartbeats, and in severe cases, even heart attacks. I'm sure none of you want to deal with that. But it's something many people overlook, thinking that more vitamin D equals better health. If you're taking a high dose of vitamin D without really checking your levels, you're taking a huge risk. Now, I'm not saying you need to avoid vitamin D completely. It's important, especially for seniors, because it helps with bone health and immune function. But here's the secret. Getting your vitamin D from the sun and certain foods is the safest bet. The sun is your natural source, and a good diet rich in vitamin D, like fortified milk, fatty fish, and eggs, can do wonders without the need for high-dose supplements. If you're concerned about your vitamin D levels, get a blood test to find out exactly where you stand, and talk to your doctor before jumping on a supplement bandwagon. So now we've covered vitamin A, vitamin E, and vitamin D. But what about something that might seem more innocuous? Vitamin C. I know you probably grew up hearing that vitamin C is the cure-all, the miracle vitamin that can boost your immune system and prevent colds. And while vitamin C is certainly important for your immune health, taking high doses of it can have some unintended consequences for your heart, too. The reason vitamin C can be dangerous in large amounts is due to its effect on iron absorption. High levels of vitamin C can increase how much iron your body absorbs from food, and when that happens, too much iron can accumulate in your organs, including your heart. Over time, this buildup can lead to a condition known as hemochromatosis, where the excess iron damages your organs. Now let me be clear here. You don't have to completely avoid vitamin C. In fact, it's essential for your immune system and helps your body absorb iron in the first place. But once again, moderation is key. It's much better to get your vitamin C from natural sources like citrus fruits, berries, and leafy greens rather than megadoses of supplements. And don't be fooled by the idea that a little more is better. Just because vitamin C is water-soluble doesn't mean you can't overdo it. Your body has a limit, and if you consistently exceed that limit, it can lead to heart issues, digestive problems, and kidney stones. So, before you pop that extra vitamin C pill, consider whether you really need it or if your diet is providing enough. Now, I know all of this might feel overwhelming, especially if you've been taking these vitamins for years without thinking twice. But trust me, the good news is that it's not too late to make a change. By simply adjusting your routine and being more mindful of the vitamins you're taking, you can protect your heart and live a longer, healthier life. We've covered 3 big vitamins already, but there's still one more I want to touch on: vitamin K. This is a vitamin that often flies under the radar for many people, but it's just as important when it comes to your heart health. And if you're taking blood thinners, you might want to pay extra close attention. Vitamin K plays a crucial role in blood clotting, but when combined with certain medications, it can cause serious complications. For seniors on blood thinners like warfarin, Too much vitamin K can reduce the effectiveness of your medication and increase the risk of blood clots. It's not something that most people consider when they think of their daily vitamin intake, but it's definitely something to keep in mind. If you're eating a diet rich in leafy greens, broccoli, or Brussels sprouts, which are all high in vitamin K, you might not need a supplement at all. But if you're on medication that affects blood clotting, it's a good idea to talk to your doctor before adding extra vitamin K to your daily routine. The goal here is balance. Too much, and it could interfere with your heart health, but the right amount will help you keep your blood circulating smoothly. Now that we've talked about vitamin K, I hope you're starting to see the pattern here. More is not always better, especially when it comes to vitamins. The key takeaway from all of this is simple. Pay attention to what you're putting into your body, and don't just rely on supplements to fix everything. I'll be honest with you, taking the time to understand how these vitamins work and how they impact your heart health is worth every ounce of effort. The small changes you make today can pay off in big ways tomorrow. In the next part, we'll wrap things up by talking about how to adjust your vitamin routine in a way that promotes heart health. But before we get there, take a moment to really think about what we've covered. You've got the power to make the right choices for your health, and I'm here to help you every step of the way. We've covered a lot of ground already, discussing how certain vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin D, vitamin C, and vitamin K can slowly harm your heart if taken in excess. But here's the most important message I want to leave you with today. Small changes make a big difference. By simply reevaluating what's in your vitamin cabinet and adjusting accordingly, you can significantly improve your heart health and overall well-being. You don't have to make drastic changes overnight, but taking small steps in the right direction can have profound benefits. First off, I want to emphasize that you don't have to completely eliminate all supplements. Vitamins and minerals are still essential for maintaining good health, especially as we get older. But what you need to do is get more intentional about which vitamins you're taking and how much. Your heart deserves the best care possible, and that means being mindful of the balance of nutrients your body is getting. So let's talk about how to adjust your vitamin routine in a way that promotes heart health. The key is moderation and personalization. Before you add any new supplement to your routine, ask yourself, is this truly necessary for my body, or can I get this from my diet? It's always better to get your nutrients from food, as nature designed them to be absorbed in the right amounts. Nutrient-dense foods like fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains are your best friends. When possible, try to make these foods the foundation of your daily meals instead of relying on pills. Now, I know that some of you might already be on specific medications or dealing with chronic health conditions, and that's completely understandable. If you're on blood pressure medication, cholesterol medications, or blood thinners, for example, the way your body processes vitamins could be affected. That's why I want to stress again the importance of consulting with your healthcare provider before making any major changes. They can help guide you in the right direction and ensure you're not inadvertently doing more harm than good. In many cases, your doctor might recommend certain blood tests to assess where you stand with your vitamin levels. For example, if you're concerned about vitamin D, it's a good idea to get your levels checked, as both deficiency and excess can cause problems. If your levels are low, your doctor might suggest a moderate dose of vitamin D supplements. On the other hand, if your levels are already sufficient, there's no need to add extra to your routine. As for vitamin E, I'd encourage you to stick to natural sources like nuts, seeds, and avocados, which are packed with healthy fats. These sources give you the vitamin E you need without the risk of overdoing it. And for those of you who might be concerned about heart health, including omega-3 rich foods like salmon or walnuts into your diet can offer better heart protective benefits than any vitamin E supplement. Now, let's talk about making adjustments to your lifestyle. Remember, vitamins are just one piece of the puzzle. If you want to give your heart the best care possible, you need to adopt a holistic approach that includes exercise, stress management, and getting enough sleep. Moving your body, even just taking a short walk every day, can do wonders for your heart health. Simple activities like walking, yoga, or stretching can improve circulation, reduce stress, and help keep your heart in great shape. And let's not forget the importance of stress management. Stress can wreak havoc on your body and contribute to high blood pressure, which is a major risk factor for heart disease. Practice relaxation techniques like deep breathing or mindfulness meditation to help lower stress levels and protect your heart. Little habits like these can make a huge impact on how you feel and how well your heart functions as you age. Finally, make sure you're paying attention to your heart health through regular checkups. Don't wait until you feel unwell or run into trouble. Regular visits to your doctor can help catch any early signs of heart disease or other conditions that may be lurking beneath the surface. Early detection is key when it comes to heart health, and it can give you the best chance to make the necessary changes before things escalate. Now, let's take a moment to acknowledge that this journey toward better heart health doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, patience, and consistency. But the great news is that you have the power to make the change. Whether it's adjusting the vitamins you're taking, focusing on a healthier diet, managing stress, or simply getting more movement in your day, each step you take is one step closer to a healthier heart. Remember, your heart is a precious gift, and it deserves the best care you can give it. So, the next time you find yourself reaching for that vitamin bottle, take a moment to think, is this really helping me, or could it be hurting me? If you're ever unsure, don't hesitate to reach out to your healthcare provider for guidance. They're there to help you make informed decisions about your health. As we wrap up today's video, I want to leave you with this. Health is not just about avoiding the bad. It's about choosing the good. Small changes, made consistently, can have a profound impact on your heart health and overall well-being. And it's never too late to start. If this video helped you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What vitamins have you been taking? And how do you feel about making adjustments? If you found this information helpful, please like the video and subscribe for more tips on living a healthier, happier life at any age. Here's to living your best life, heart and all. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.